Guys, so I'm about to ride LP, and I wanted to show you a little bit about my Esker Japhy and the setup. As you know, I've been running these Teravail tires. That's a huge 2.6, 29 by 2.6 Honcho in front. I really like those widely spaced knobs. It hooks up really well in the corners and gives me confidence. And in the back, I've got the real fast rolling Teravail Ehlines, which they hook up really well considering they're such a low profile tread. As you can see, it's more of a cross country tread. It's kind of like a, it's very similar to my Maxxis Recon with just a few more knobs. I think the Maxxis Recon has a little more spread out knobs than this does. And that's my setup. And this has been my fastest bike on El Prieto, even though it's a single speed and a hardtail, of course, hardtail with a 120 millimeter travel fork. It's been my fastest just because I know the trail so well. As you guys know, I'm the local legend. I've been riding it a lot more than other people, I guess. That's why I'm named the local legend. One of my friends, Ronnie, he battles me for the top spot. He rides a lot too. But I ride only single speeds and hardtails. I don't have a full suspension bike that I'm riding right now. I have a full suspension bike, but it's not built up to ride, and I actually gave it to my son. Anyway, so this is what I've been riding. I think it works perfectly for these trails, especially when you get a hardtail with cush core in there. You got wider rims, 35 millimeter rims. So that kind of compensates for the fact that you don't have a suspension, is because you have that compression dampening in your tires with a larger volume tire and the cush core in there and a wider rim. So I'm going to go rip down El Prieto now, see how long this video lasts before it cuts out. Sometimes it cuts out before I get to the end, but I wanted to show you my setup, what I'm using, because a lot of people see my El Prieto runs and they like, well, what kind of bike is he riding? So I do ride a fully rigid single speed, my 7, but I can't ride that quite as fast as this one because this could take the chunks. Now it's Sunday.
Take two.
There's someone behind you?
Nope.
Okay.
Actually, there is a lady. She's not with me, though. She's always back.
Okay. So it's Sunday, and there's going to be people here hiking. Sometimes I've seen whole families. If you watch some of my previous videos, I confronted this guy that had his little kids here on the trail. I didn't post it yet. You see, I'll post it, but I was saying, you know, be careful with your kids. And he's like, why, or something like that. I didn't quite word it like that, but I just said, this is probably not the best trail for kids. And he's like, why, what's wrong with it? And I'm like, well, it's exposed. You really want to expose your kids to conditions like this, that if they fall off, they could fall off and drop, you know, 100 feet. I don't know, that's just me personally. I have 3 kids and I've lived here all my life, and I've rode here all my life. So this is where I cut my teeth on mountain biking, and I still, to this day, even though my boys are grown up and my daughter's grown up, I mean, they're not grown up, but they've graduated high school and they go on hikes here, but they don't go mountain biking here because I don't want them to. It's just too much for them, I think. Actually, I'm surprised that I haven't seen a hiker yet. But I'm going to take it easy anyway, just because it's Sunday. I don't want to be in a hurry. And I just want to clean the trail. Maybe not mean staying clipped in. Hello. Thank you. I've been picking that line lately, if you guys just saw it. I did it slow today, but if I was going for a fast run, I would go a lot faster, obviously. So what I was saying is been my fastest bike on this trail, believe it or not. I think part of it is because my other bikes are a rigid single speed, that obviously if it's rigid, I'm only going to go so fast on the chunk. And then my other bike is a geared steel hardtail that it's going to be heavier. It is heavier and climb slower, and I pick up speed on that a little bit slower, even though it has gears to help me on the flats. You know, you gotta understand, this doesn't have a lot of flats. This trail is pretty much you earn your turn. So you come up here, you ride this trail, thank you. That was so perfect. Thanks, guys. Hello. So you saw that was really perfect. They kind of went to the side, and then I went over that rock on the outside. That was cool. And she gave me a little woo-woo. You know, just be nice to people. It really is. It's everybody's trail. It's everybody's world. Let's fucking face the facts. It's everybody's world. You need to be nice and accept the fact that you're not alone in this world, and you need to be courteous to your neighbors in this world. Hello. You good?
Yeah, you alone?
I'm alone. I can go right by you. I'm good. Thank you. So your neighbors in this world are people that hike, people that mountain bike, obviously, people that don't hike or mountain bike, people that are like your mother, your grandmother, your grandfather. So just be nice and be grateful that you have this world to live in. You have your health. And if you don't have your health, be grateful that maybe that you have some people that care about you to help you with your health. So that's how it is on a weekend, folks. I'm very happy though that I've put some new brake pads on and led my rear brakes, and they feel great. They were kind of fading on me. That's all I noticed with my Shimano brakes. If they start fading, then I know it's time to bleed them. So I went up to the top, and then I had a beer, a nice Ballast Point grapefruit IPA. It was on the heavier side, that's for sure. But it was tasty. I'm not a huge fan of IPAs, but I've been getting into the hazy IPAs lately. One of my favorite is Firestone Walker's Mind Haze. They didn't have that, so I got this grapefruit one. That wasn't good. You saw I lost my front tire a little bit there.